I know. We got room for them. They're all here for different
Yeah.
reasons, so it shouldn't be bad.
I would assume.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Selectman Bucky.
Yeah, thanks. Put that
Yeah, you can.
parentheses on. Quiet.
Okay, now we can say, good evening. Welcome to planning board meeting, March 13th, 2025. The first item on the agenda is Mike Pelletier, Pine Hill Road, to talk about an easement. Sir.
I have 5 copies here, he doesn't have to share.
Yeah, I got that.
Oops, that's our bridge.
I've fallen over before.
Been knocked over before, too.
Yeah.
Okay, so, on the first page, I've got a lot in North Ware Village that abuts the Eastman Preserve. Eastman Preserve is right above it. If you can see on there in the red line going down to Pine Hill Road, that is an easement that was done in 1985. Bob Palmer did it. Well, I had it surveyed a year ago, and Art Siciliano found a problem in there. If you go on to the next page, if you look at the highlighted yellow easement in there, that's the actual shape that Bob Palmer did. And on the town map, which is that red that's coming up to it, with the hash marks in it, that's how Bob did it. But that runs on to the Eastman Preserve. So what Art did for me was he hashed in another mark in the back there of equal size. What I would like to try to do is swap land for land with the conservation easement.
Oh, boy.
I know. And that easement was actually bought by the town. The taxpayers paid for a good majority of it. And I do believe it's the selectmen are the stewards of that property. So I may, I'm coming here not really knowing whether you guys can help me or not. I already went to the Conservation Commission and that went nowhere. So it's basically, it's landlocked right now.
Do you have a copy of the plan that Palmer did? I mean, if it's a surveying mistake and the easement should have been on lot 18,
Yes.
it's a simple thing. It should be fairly simple to correct that without going to town of Ware. If the intention was to have an easement over lot 18, you have an easement over top 18, whether somebody,
When you're saying lot 18?
I'm just saying lot 18 for this tax map, over this lot.
Oh.
That's what I'm assuming.
Okay.
I'm assuming that angle point should have gone right down the lot line.
Yes, so the line that you see here, the Eastman Preserve, that long line there, that should have been, that's a straight line.
Right.
And it's, that line should come straight down in, the way he's got it on page 2 that I gave you. So, it's drawn, this is a town map that you're seeing this on.
Right.
Now, if I go to lot 18, the deed, if you read the deed, the meets and bounds don't work out correctly. So I don't know if one supersedes another.
I'm not an attorney, but I know enough to be dangerous.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Ball Palmer did Pine Hill Road.
Yeah, he did Pine Hill, that was
And-
Mike Chacoin.
And when he did it, whatever lot 18 and 20 are, there was a strip of land reserved
Correct,
for access to your lot.
yes. Yeah,
And I think this piece here
50 feet.
is part of the original lot from
Yeah.
Pine Hill that everything came off of.
It's 50 feet.
I'm just saying if the surveyor made a mistake and it should have gone,
it should have been on 18. It should have been
Right.
pushed over onto 18.
You can't push it on 18 now?
that's what I'm saying. If it was supposed to be on 18 and everything is showing it on 18, it's on 18.
Yeah. I don't know, well, you know, and I'm thinking, you know, would it be an easy fix for me to
No,
yeah, I know, it's conservation, I know it's a little complicated,
very complicated.
yeah.
So
I
can you,
tried to do a lot line adjustment in another town with conservation. They
Yeah.
did it, but we ended up not doing it after a year and a half of messing around, put it that way. It was, because it was dedicated conservation land, it was
So,
unbearable.
so your suggestion,
Yeah,
If that's how it was described under the,
I assume,
that was the intent,
I assume that's what.
definitely
subdivision-
the intent.
That's what I assume the subdivision plan showed was you coming down that lot line.
yeah, and this line here being essentially a straight line all the way down through.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, he couldn't draw that onto the way he did. It wasn't, that, Chacoin did not own that land, where the easement reserve is. That was,
tell them the point didn't know this.
Dick Sykes, I believe, owned that at the time.
Bruce, this is what Axis is showing.
That's what Access shows?
That's the same as tax map.
Did you entertain swapping with 18?
I could, I don't know if they'd be receptive to it. I haven't gone there yet. I could. I just don't know what the outcome's gonna be.
Right.
With the conservation,
What's that?
what did they say?
No.
You went-
They have never dealt with it, and I don't think they wanted to put it on their plate.
Did they tell you to come here?
What's that?
Did they tell you to come here?
They told me to go to another board, basically.
I think you're gonna have a really hard time getting the conservation restrictions lifted on that triangular piece that the town owns. That's gonna be like pulling teeth.
Right, even if I do a simple
Everybody says
swap.
it's a great idea, it's still gonna be like pulling teeth.
Yeah,
I went through that in Milford and another time in Bedford, it didn't work either
Yeah.
time, we gave up both times. I would suggest talking to lot 18 or, of course, I don't know what the subdivision plan looked like, but if the plan was intended to give you a 25 or 50-foot easement over the back of lot 18, just because the bearing distances don't make that happen, that's just means the bearing distance is wrong, doesn't mean you don't have an easement.
right. I mean, you know, I'm sure the neighbors know there's something going through there, you know. Well, I thought I'd run it by you guys, see if you had some magic answers for me.
Why is it so difficult?
Because the town has, the land is accepted as a conservation land, conservation restriction on the land. To get that restriction lifted, you have to go through, I don't remember the department of the state you have to go through anymore to get that lifted.
Do what? I'm sorry.
It's
Through whatever
somebody
department.
with the state, it's some department with the state you have to go through to get that lifted. Because of the money involved to get it, to buy it, et cetera. It's,
I see. Okay.
I was trying to do the same thing in Milford and Bedford. I had the selectmen, the planning board, and conservation commission's approval. And a year and a half later, still didn't have it done. So it was,
Well, I was entertaining going to the selectmen too, you know, since, and I'm almost positive they're the stewards. I think that's the right term I'm using, stewards of the land. Since the town, you know, the town actually purchased it. I can't remember what we paid for that. I think it was 1.8 million. We paid for that.
So who owns
We
the
paid-
easement? Who has the easement on it?
We do.
The town?
The easement is, I own the easement. It goes,
No, on the conservation, there's
there's no easement on the conservation.
no easement.
there is none. Well, there is none now.
Was any money other than town's money used to buy that?
What's that?
Was any money other than the town's money used?
Yeah, yeah, Mildred. Yeah,
Okay, so it was no state money was used.
nope, nope.
Maybe,
I think Mildred came up with, I can't remember, it was about maybe 800? She came up with quite a bit. And the taxpayers came up with a balance. So,
Might not be as difficult as what
it may not be quite as difficult as what I thought it was then. It would still be easier to go to 18 and say, hey, I got an easement, here it is.
Yeah.
yeah, so if I can't go to that route, you know, and I end up coming back here, you know, how do you get, how would you handle something like that?
Well, technically, the town has no, planning board has no authority over easements. You can grant an easement to anybody without the planning board's approval. If you're buying the land, it would be a lot line adjustment, obviously.
More like a corrective plan for us.
Not this, is
No, but this would be.
oh, yeah. Going down lot 18,
Yeah.
that would be, wouldn't involve planning board law.
All right, right, you get a copy of it and,
Yeah, it'd be like a corrective plan, you could.
Right.
It's already been done.
right.
So the easement statement here does not meet the map statement.
Correct. The meets and bounds, the
So the meets and bounds
the
are
deed,
are
the deed,
correct.
the deed is, the deed is actually showing, this yellow.
Yep.
That's how the deed describes it, as this yellow. So it comes to a point when it hits the back of my property. It's supposed to be 50, you know, minimum 50 feet wide there.
Well, does the,
So
no-
the, good.
the notation, 50-foot wide easement from Pine Hill Road to tax lot, that doesn't hold any water?
I don't know, I'm not an attorney.
That's what I'm saying. You have a
does.
50-foot wide easement that goes along the lot line between 20 and 18,
Wait.
and then goes down the back lot line of 18. I don't care what the bearing and distance say. They're wrong. Obviously, the intent of that plan was to give you a 50.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It says, and again, it reiterates in the deed, at no point can it be less than 50 feet wide.
You don't have the deed for lot 18,
No, I don't have that.
see if their deed has accepting.
Well, yeah, I'd also like to see the
I'll probably pull
subdivision
it.
plan.
But you know, to me, it carries a lot of weight, you know. The intent.
Yeah, the distances on that easement by meets and bounds deed don't match what Art has at all.
No.
No, they forgot to put the 50 feet in.
Well, the 232 in the deed is 222 in the plan. I know he's just going to the corner, so,
Yeah, the bearing's off too.
yeah. All the bearings rotated somewhat.
He's got a 54, the next one, that's not even on there.
I mean, you have a deed for a 50-foot wide easement.
Yeah.
You need to hire a surveyor to tell you where it is.
Well, I know,
That's the problem. You got it.
yeah, and I don't know if he ever drew, I don't know if he drew that or not, that curve, that line in there. I don't know if that was, Bob Palmer that drew that.
Does the easement predate the sale of the other piece to the town?
Yes,
I believe so. I believe that was Dick Sykes.
So then that, if that's true, then it seems reasonable to say that that 50-foot wide that you've got in the red triangle there is yours. It's not the town's. If it's pre-existing to them buying it. So they carried the stone wall as the
Except
boundary.
Chicoine didn't own it, so they couldn't sell it. He got the easement via Chicoine in '85.
Right, but when did this become a town piece of property?
Yeah,
That was not, that was that way after that.
That wasn't Chicoine though, so he couldn't sell the easement.
the rectangle, he never owned, the triangle, he never owned.
Because that stone wall goes all the way to that point, which is what the easement says.
I haven't surveyed it, so I can't say that, but
Yeah, the stone wall, I mean, that kind of, that points right at, the easement, that yellow line should be kicked over
Yeah,
to the right, to the right, 50 feet.
yes.
Who surveyed the, larger piece?
What's that?
Who was the other surveyor? The large piece?
The easement preserve?
Yeah. Was it
I
Bob?
believe Art Siciliano did that.
That was another Bob.
Wasn't.
Oh, that was Bob Palmer did it.
Bob Todd did that, didn't he?
I mean, Bob Todd did it.
That's what-
And that's where Art got the information from
Right,
Bob Todd's
Todd's
survey.
Survey. That says,
So, 'cause our surveyor Harry's had these pieces on the other side of that and saw the Bob Todd plan.
Yeah.
correct.
I think between the Bob Todd plan and the Robert Palmer plan, somebody should be able to stick this in the computer and make it work for you.
Fix it.
Because Bob Todd is a good surveyor.
Yeah.
Is he still working?
No, he's no longer with us.
Yeah, I know. He's no longer, so they're both gone. Both those surveyors are gone.
Oh,
Is his business alive? No?
Bob Todd's is, I think.
Is it?
Last I knew it was, I don't know.
I don't think so.
No, son's not licensed.
No, his son's working for AutoCAD, isn't
Yeah,
he? Autodesk.
but you can get the plan off the registry of deeds. Cost you $5.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, she can pull it.
right.
Okay, well, I guess I'll,
So we would pull
another
up-
project.
What would be the next step? Pull a plan?
Pull a plan. Possibly go to the selectmen.
No.
Or
I
come-
don't- I just don't know. What would we do? What would you suggest?
I would suggest having a surveyor survey your easement and tell you right here it is. Because you have a 50-foot wide easement.
Yeah,
Well, it's been surveyed.
that's what I was gonna say.
It's been surveyed, but if you go off the deed that that was by Bob Palmer, the written deed.
If I'm understanding it right, in that Pine Hill Road subdivision shows a 50-foot wide easement, you have a 50-foot wide easement. Somebody has to figure out where it is.
Right,
That's the issue.
yeah. It starts out right, then when it takes that turn,
It has to go between lot 1 and 2 or whatever it was, back to the back property line and down the back property line, 50 feet wide. Has to, if I'm understanding. it
Right,
right.
but,
I haven't seen the map, so I don't,
well, it's, you know, I end up going on someone's property and, you know how that,
yep. It's a mess.
okay, all right.
I guess I'm confused, but that's all
She needs closure.
right.
Don't we all want, sorry, we can't get out of here tonight. We would like closure too.
We pinpoint where it should be, which I think we already did. I thought Art did that,
You did.
and there's no way to correct it.
Art's showing, what Art has right here is showing a land swap between the town and you.
Okay,
That shouldn't be necessary, because you have a 50-foot wide easement someplace.
Yeah, it's on the other side of it.
Right.
It's on the other
I
side of
think it
it.
is.
Yeah.
Like I said, I haven't seen the other maps, so I can't say 100% sure, but
So I would have to approach the neighbor and tell him,
yeah.
basically tell him, and maybe he understands it already, you know? Well, I don't know.
That would-
I would first get Palmer's plan and
Yeah.
Bob Todd's plan,
Yeah.
and maybe talk to Art again.
All the deeds.
Or
Yeah, the deeds for lot 18 and
Yeah.
20, and make
is
sure,
Chicoine still around?
make sure you know where the ducks are.
No, the coin's dead too.
Mike? Yeah.
They're all dead.
If you wait much longer,
Wait so long.
There's not enough caloric.
Everybody's dying. All right.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Sorry.
well, your binder clip back and see.
Yeah, I might need this for someone else.
Wait,
Yeah, I'm gonna keep mine.
good luck. Next hearing is a conceptual hearing for AMS Properties, River Road, tax map 412-104, for a 19-lot cluster. Sir,
I'm Russ Huntley. I'm working with Art Siciliano and Anthony Costello on this cluster subdivision. I don't know if you got a chance to look at, I had some plans dropped. I also have something I can put up if you want.
please.
Okay.
This is the plan. You wanna hand him that plan?
Close up.
Just disclose, I did survey the property in front of you.
Yep. So, we did a boundary survey. Licensed surveyor, wetland scientist, septic designer. So, we surveyed the perimeter and did the wetlands. And then Art and Anthony came up with a yield plan that says that we could probably come up with 19 lots. And they're either 5 acres or 8 acres, they're all greater than 5 acres. And so then, what they've done is they came up with a cluster subdivision. Art and Anthony have come up with this road. We've got some smaller lots in here, and about 60 plus acres of open space. Conservation, I guess. So what we were hoping, we just wanted to kind of get before you and kind of get your impression on what you thought of the subdivision, if we had any hurdles that might be pretty tough to get past, or any recommendations you might have.
What's the length of the cul-de-sac?
I think just under 2,000.
2,000 feet?
Yeah. still have, we're still sort of in the planning conceptual phase. We still need to do test pits, perk tests, all that kind of stuff. So there's a good chance that some of these lot lines will change. We have 4K areas and well radiuses in all the lots now. In the full set there, you can see
We'll pass that down.
kind of like a target area where we're hoping. But of course, you know, once you go out there and do test pits, it might end up being different.
What would be the build out on that?
I'm just glancing at the yield plan showing 19 lots, just quickly.
I think we even had a concept that went further than that, like 24 lots or something. But it had another road coming up into this area for the yield plan, but I think we're just sticking with the 19.
Well, it would be something that also dictated how many lots you could sell per year
Okay.
in the regulations.
It's like a phasing kind of thing. Yep.
Yeah, we have phasing in the zoning.
Okay.
It's pretty straightforward, I don't remember anymore.
Yeah. And I'll be upfront, I haven't been involved a lot with the planning part of this. I've just done the surveying and the wetlands, and
It looks like you can do it with no wetlands impacts, huh?
we're trying not to. Yeah.
Not even there, probably?
Craig, Article 15, this page eight.
Thank you.
Should be on page 21.
There's a wetlands buffer.
Yeah, a little
It's
buffer
run
impact.
across right in there, and we have we've submitted something to the zoning board for that. The reason I think we're even pushing that way is because we wanna stay away from Jennifer Lane, at 125 feet.
We got
Yeah.
19?
Yeah, because you can't be right across from it.
Right, so it,
Try this one.
19 lots?
there's been talk of that.
Well, 6 per year. 6 per year.
6 per year? Okay.
They got 3 years plus one.
I gotta write that down.
I got it.
And that's a calendar year, isn't it, or?
Yeah, you could, those that think they know what they're doing at least. You could put 6 at the end of the year and 6, you could do a dozen.
Yeah.
Towards the end.
I could
Good.
do- I
Get
could
some
get
in.
What- what-
6 in December, and then I could get 6 in January.
With the calendar year, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you planning on a homeowner association to own the open space, or? That might be an issue.
Not 100% on that.
Conservation Commission isn't inclined to take those anymore.
Right, that's where I was going. That's why I said a homeowner association. It's probably easier to make a homeowner association owning 1/19 of the open space and the town having a conservation easement over top of the open space. That's probably gonna be easier.
Well, is there any conservation land abutting that you know of?
No, we got Pheasant
I
Heights.
really get
Gosh,
the
out
golf
back here.
course down here.
Oh,
This one here.
Yes. That's- golf
Dunbarton, isn't it?
course. Yeah, no, it's Goffstown.
Goffstown, okay.
This is Pheasant Heights.
Yeah.
That might be the open space to Pheasanton.
Yeah, Pheasant's open space is all this land up here.
it is, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Who owns the easement on that land?
Before we go too far with Pheasant Heights, Pheasanton's open space, there is a pretty serious boundary issue between Pheasanton and
I know.
Bennett Strand. Very serious. And that's all I'm gonna say.
I've worked on that too. Yeah.
I was trying to help Dennis out and it got really complicated.
Yeah.
I gave up. Well, I didn't give up. He kinda gave up, I think. Not give up, that's the wrong word.
Went another route.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Hopefully it works out for him.
There's a road grade coming off, right?
It's not too bad. There's a little steep right there, right off the bat. but then it's actually fairly nice.
These 5 foot, 2 foot?
These are, 5-foot contours.
That'd be, yeah, right here, looks pretty
Right
steep.
there, that first part is really the,
Yeah, it's first corner.
yeah.
But this is pretty
Rest of it
flat.
looks fine.
This is pretty flat, so you're gonna catch up again, I would assume.
Yeah,
That would be my suggestion would be to get to the Conservation Commission as quick as you can and get to working on that open space, ownership, open space documents, et cetera. Every time we've done a cluster, that has been a holdup. We haven't done one for quite a while, so it's probably gonna be more of a holdup. I mean, I'm trying to be honest here. Danny Jean, say your hand.
Cul-de-sac is roughly 2,000 feet, I'm told, and so should we have the fire department, have them talk to the fire department about that?
There'd be a cistern in there anyways.
Yeah, but I'm sure that, I would talk to them, but I'm sure they're gonna want a cistern or two.
and we got a fairly oversized cul-de-sac there. so
I
think-
noticed that. Where'd you get the shape for that thing from? Is that our standard?
No, Art created that, and it's a 200-foot radius, and then he just kind of made it into a teardrop.
That's right. Art worked with Dennis Stringer, so he's aware of that whole mess.
Telling you right now, the town doesn't like solid asphalt cul-de-sacs.
Doesn't like it. No, I don't think that's gonna be one big
They're
payment.
not fun to plow.
Yeah,
Ugly too.
What size are the lots there now?
there's various sizes. That one's 3.5, 5, 3 1/4, 3, 2.5.
Those are big lots.
They're still fairly
cluster,
big lots, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got
There's a
5
couple
acres
little
out.
ones. That guy's 1.5,
Yeah,
and that's
but
1.5.
he could get away with half-acre lots.
Yeah, not with the state, you're not. Well, you can. It's trickier now.
Yeah,
I mean, most of the ones we've seen are very small lots.
Yeah.
Where's your access to the open space for everybody? Like lot 1, 2, 3, 4,
Right.
5, whatever.
Right. No, that would be something we'd have to create, I guess,
you
yeah.
get some right off the,
Well, this is open space where that wetlands is. But there's,
Yeah, but you gotta get there.
you know,
Well,
you've
yeah.
got that narrow all the way up, around through, but I suppose that we should probably have some kind of, alley or something, 50-foot strip going out to,
That shape alone may cause some concern.
Yeah, I'm thinking, I wouldn't want that little wetland open space sliver. Why would we want that? That's gonna be a pain to, what's the word I want?
administer.
just
Yeah,
maybe
but
include it with part of the
monitor.
lots.
Besides that, I know the butter would like to buy that wetland.
Well, that's what he approached us to,
Yeah,
he needs some more.
yeah, I surveyed that, so yes, he mentioned it to me back 3 years ago. Maybe 2 years ago, whatever it was. But that wetland isn't, it'd be difficult to monitor, it isn't much use to the town.
Right.
Sell it to Hebert or make it part of lot 1, 2. But no, the town would want some better access than that little sliver
Yep.
coming off the bottom. And it might not hurt to at least show us where the access from Fessenden,
Yeah, and if you can get access without crossing wetlands, that would be even better.
yeah.
You got a couple of those other lots you can get
I know Fessenden's access was off the end of the cul-de-sac, and it was a pretty steep cut slope right there.
Right, it's like right up in through there.
Yeah, it might have been, I don't remember where it was. I know it wasn't the best.
I mean, just throwing something out there, I would think probably like right in there or something, or right in there. Up that strip maybe. I mean, it seems like there's plenty of acreage there to,
Yeah.
like all the lots are,
Yeah, you could shift something down lot line wise, you don't need,
Yeah.
you haven't got minimum lot sizes there.
right. So access,
How big are those two little lots that are,
1.5 acres.
they're a little tight?
Those are small, yeah. And that's why I say too, that once we do test pits and perk tests, we might find out, oh, well, we gotta tweak some things around a bit.
Those two lots might have to be a little bigger.
Yep.
But your lot count wouldn't change.
Yeah. access.
Naomi, was SHB the last one we did?
What one?
SHB, Cortland?
Yeah, I think so.
I think Cortland did it. Years ago.
You had a couple that you did at the same time, the growth management ordinance came in, and then we had to stop for a year. Like within DAC, there was one, Nelson had one,
Durgan.
Durgan's had one, they were all in the same time, but I think SHB came after. SHB was done 2007. I don't know when.
But I'm thinking of that because it had no homeowner association and the easement.
Yeah,
It's like we've been,
Right, there was one 14th interest, and then the easement was
you know where that is?
Portland.
Cortland Drive. It's, go past Country Three Corners,
Oh, 4 lots.
up on the hill, it's the first road to the left, yeah, left.
Southbound, if you're headed southbound.
That's another
It's under
cluster.
SHB
Yeah.
10, 12 years ago. But they set up a homeowner association and et cetera.
Yeah, homeowners association.
Might give you a little bit of information that way. Do you need a wetland permit? We don't know yet for sure.
Don't know for sure, but, I mean, right now, we're trying to not.
Need a waiver.
Yeah,
Waiver for a wetland permit?
Well, we need,
for the, just for the setback, for the,
we're gonna grow
the buffer,
that.
yeah.
The buffer.
But we're trying not to impact the lawns at all.
Anybody else have any questions?
How about, utilities?
We're planning on, I'm not sure about the power, but each lot would have its own, well and septic. And
Underground for the power and telephone, fiber optic?
I don't know what,
Didn't we
Yeah.
Do something
It'd
about
be a
that?
new subdivision, so
yeah,
it's nice to have underground.
Portland's underground.
I think we say without
Portland's
being,
underground, yeah.
we change it so they have to be
I
underground.
think so, that's right, I brought it up.
Yeah.
It's more attractive. And the trees don't fall on it.
right.
Even more important.
That was one
Yeah.
that was one of our latest updates about,
I expect
Had to
the
keep-
tree work this year.
We also changed, we have a maximum tangent length. I don't know if you're aware of all that. Did you look at this?
yeah, he hasn't got big tangents in there.
The cul-de-sac?
Maybe that one.
300 feet. Anyway. I know it's to you, you know this as well. You can find the subdivision regs.
And we're just really in the conceptual kind of
Yeah,
I
right
understand.
now, and trying to feel what you guys have thought, or any suggestions, that kind of thing. So I've got quite a list here of suggestions already.
You might want to check your sight distance on those little lots, because you have to have 200 feet of sight distance around a corner. You might have an issue looking the 200 foot net. Looking here. Maybe. I don't know.
the ones on the outside of the curve should have a problem.
It's gonna end up.
The one inside of the curve has so much frontage, you can move where.
Right, right.
Yeah.
We should
I don't know. I would check it.
You notice people are always back out.
Sure, Art will be calling me tonight or tomorrow, and we'll go over all this too.
It's not a tree on it, so there's,
No,
I don't think there's an issue, site distance. We cut it before, there ain't nothing left, so.
Has it been cut already?
Whoever owned it
Yeah,
before cut it.
quite a bit.
Yeah,
There's shrubs, that's
Yeah.
why it's up there.
One of the problems we've had with this type of development, it's not long before all the boundary markers get moved, everybody's out on the conservation land.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure what the answer is, but I know the Conservation Commission has been working with it.
We changed our subdivision regulations so that they have to have the open space monumented and blazed prior to signing the Mylar.
There won't be any blazing if they took the tree.
So So we don't have the problem we have at Cortland right now. Waiting forever to get the monument set, and there's already houses built and people living there for
Jeez.
several years. and We don't know where the open space is.
And people are mowing in the open space.
Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe not, we don't know.
Up here to be mowing in the open space.
Maybe. It's a possibility.
Yeah.
I always like to get everything monumented before any kind of construction, because 9
Well,
times
at
out of
least-
10,
at
your
least you-
control gets ruined.
You can't really monument the middle of the roadway, but you
Right.
can certainly monument the exterior open space.
Yeah.
Any more questions for us? While our heads are spinning?
What about the, where you get the wetlands running across through the middle of those? Marking the buffers or anything?
On the bigger subdivision plan, it shows the buffers. They're not marked.
Yeah, but I mean those,
Something on the ground.
Something on, yeah.
yeah. Because the homeowners don't understand those
Right.
unless they see something on the ground out there. It's buffer, do not intrude or whatever, do
Right.
not encroach on there.
And I would almost think straight lines and come up with a buffer area as opposed to trying to,
Trying to follow
Do-
exact, yeah,
because that's gonna, you know,
right. Can't follow it.
yeah. There's probably enough room to do that too. There's quite a bit of room in most of these lots, like we said. Those two might be a little iffy, but
Yeah, but again, you can take some land off.
What about the River
You can
Road, is it?
move
Yeah.
things around and make it work.
oh yeah,
Jennifer
yeah.
Lane right here.
What's that?
Jennifer Lane's right here.
Is that,
This is
Pheasant.
Pheasanton, the sawmill's right up here, the old sawmill. It's like the straight shot just before you get there.
Well, the site distance here is,
where's the power line? There's a big power line.
Yeah, right here.
Oh, yeah. Huh, my grandfather used to own that parcel.
Oh, really?
show me, show me where you shot your first deer.
We got fenced in,
Yeah,
and the Manchester Beagle Club had it for years and years. And they train dogs in there.
yeah.
Dogs would exercise.
You can still see some of the fence up there.
quite a
and,
bit,
like,
yeah.
the old power line that ran up there.
Yeah.
It's all on the ground, but
Yeah, we were cursing that fence.
Okay, there's some kind of little shed right here.
Yeah, there's a couple buildings up there. There's a little shed down in the middle by the cul-de-sac. Looks like it might have been just like for shooting from. And then there's like a hunting camp up at the top there.
It was a nice building out back.
Yeah,
You know, you wouldn't realize like, what is this? Balcony on it and everything.
yeah, it's pretty fancy actually for it.
I thought everybody had a balcony in their hunting cabin. I have one of my deer stands. What are you talking about?
Can't shoot out the window.
Hey, yeah, you can, but you gotta open it first, turn the heat down. I don't have any questions.
No.
Any more other questions? Anybody else have any questions, comments? No?
Okay. Well, thank you for your time and your suggestions.
Thank you.
We probably won't even be out there doing test pits for, till end of April or May, so it's gonna be a while.
yeah, I might share.
Right now, it's a little frozen, we don't have.
Yeah.
Thank you, have a good night. Go with their map. Next item on the agenda is Jack Moody, Rodney Judy Johnson. First row. We're gaining only down to 2 people.
Hi, folks. My Uncle Jack owns lot 290, 311, and 312 up off of Forest Road with the Helen Dearborn Road running from that end. I'm really here to just get some guidance on where to start. I've hounded him for years to buy the property. My daughter and I would like to, and my wife also, would like to build a couple houses on it and utilize the rest, the majority of it, it's 76 acres, utilize the majority of it for hunting, outdoor activities. That's just what we do. So I'm really here just for like next steps, like where to go. Like I understand, the road's been upgraded to the end of 290. That's where the cell phone tower is in South Ware. And, he's told me he'd give me an easement into the property. I guess I'm just here to gather some information. That's really what we want to do. Build a couple houses and
Is that,
Forest Road, all class 6?
I thought it was. Or at least.
I think Forest is class 5 to
Town plows it?
to the end of the cell tower. I don't know.
Okay.
It could be.
So that's to the end of 290 or to the beginning of 290? Lot 290.
I don't know exactly where we stop.
Okay.
I don't plow it. but-
It's a big, almost like a big dirt cul-de-sac at the end of that spot, right? So,
Yeah, we were down there on site walk just
Yeah.
over 285, 284 area. 5 months ago?
But Helen Dearborn Road, going up there off Forest Road, is quite a hill there, isn't there?
Yeah, I don't remember that.
from the Helen Dearborn
Yeah,
end,
where it comes off from Forest Road, when you take a left off Forest Road to go up Helen Dearborn Road.
at the end of Forest so Forest branches off and Helen Dearborn goes,
Off to the left, right?
yeah, off to the left. I live in the old John Heckman house up on Reservoir Drive. It's like, used to be Heather Hill Road for guys that have been in town forever. There really is no hill outside of my driveway that one's steep. So I wouldn't know like the grade or whatnot of it.
So you're buying, or you want to own lot 312?
Yes, sir.
You wanna put 2 houses in?
2 houses.
On that one lot?
Again, I'm open to like,
What's with lot 311?
290 is a cell tower, that's a 4-acre piece. 311 is a 12-acre piece that he wants to ultimately, I think, build a cabin on. Now, he's said, he has an old 23 lot subdivision that he had plans drawn up for a number of years ago. And he was gonna come up through 311 because the bottom part of Forest Road is got some wetlands in it. And so he was gonna keep it up on the dry side, which is just coming up a little bit, and into that property. But now he wants to keep 311, but he'd sell me 312. So, I mean, ultimately, the easiest thing for us as a family would be, an easement into the property and, split off and build 2 houses. I don't know the possibilities of that.
You can't subdivide it because it's no road frontage on a class 5 road.
Right, you can only build one house on one lot. And to build a house on lot 312, you need to get, there's not a lot of releases you need to sign and record, ambulance, fire, that kind of stuff, because you're on a class 6 road. Typically, the town does allow that. You need a variance also to build on a class 6 road. I was gonna say typically we allow it, but the zoning board changed, so I can't say that for sure anymore. You need a variance to build on a class 6 road, you can't subdivide. That's to build one house. You could build a duplex possibly. And you'd have to get the releases from the selectman's office.
Now, that's to leave it as is and
Yes.
as a class 6 and build one house on it.
Yes.
Now, what if we upgraded Forest?
You'd have to build it to class 5 standards, which would, to be honest, cost you an arm and a leg.
Like, what's a ballpark an arm and a leg?
I've been told somewhere around $400 to $600 a foot.
Okay.
Expensive.
Yeah, no, well, my dad used to build roads as a career. So I'm just curious, right?
And that would be from the end of the class 6 road, which would be down on 290 someplace.
Right, correct.
Well, possibly this regulation where you can build a separated ADU. There is some, some legislation being considered, which would allow you to build the two houses. The one of them would have to be small, I think.
950 square feet.
I read a little bit about that as well.
Yeah,
It's a smaller version, it's almost like an in-law,
that's what it is. Yeah.
kind of what it is, yeah. And I don't know from the perspective of like lending, how a bank would look at that also.
Yeah, but
Um, I mean, ultimately, we would prefer to be able to subdivide, and depending on how much it does cost to upgrade the road to a class 5, I think that would be the perfect scenario for us to be able to have
Yeah, but he doesn't go Mount Helen Dearborn Road all the way,
all the way to the edge where that stone wall is.
Yeah.
It would have to be all upgraded, I
but,
think.
yeah.
Would you have to upgrade all? Helen Dearborn's got its own challenges because you've got the stone walls on both sides of it, so it's,
Well, yeah, but if you're have control over 311, 290 and 311 and 312, you can kind of slide the road to the one side and
Right.
make the road wider, deed a portion of the town, technically.
okay,
You know what I mean? You ignore the sun wall, and just deed the land, deed the town a sliver for the road,
okay.
10, 15 feet wide, whatever you need.
So just slide, you could, so that's,
Basically slide the road over,
because it's really not
slide the
super,
pavement over, yeah.
super defined now, right? Like it's,
Yeah, I don't, but since you own one side the whole way through there, I don't think that'd be an issue, but the cost would be expensive.
How many acres is 312?
76.
How much frontage is there on the road?
571, I think.
On the Helen Dearborn Road?
Yeah.
How much, yeah, I don't know the distance, it's quite a bit.
You still need 200 per lot, 200 feet frontage, or is it
Rural agricultural, 250.
250.
250?
Oh, okay.
Even with it being,
570 feet. You got a lot of frontage.
Yeah.
yeah.
What's that, rural ag, probably? Rural ag zone?
I didn't look, but I would assume it is.
I'm not sure.
Zone residential.
Residential?
Is it? Wow.
It is. Imagine that.
So that's probably about
So 90, 200 feet
14,
of frontage.
1,500 feet of.
So it's what?
Jack might have got it rezoned and he started playing with that subdivision.
That could be too. Makes sense.
Where's 77, over here?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the whole-
Zoning map shows shows a,
Right, it
Oh,
is.
that's 77 right there.
something. I assume it's a road? Here? No.
There's a power line that runs through that.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, on the back of the property,
No,
up
it shows some,
by the Oak Ridge end.
here's the property. There's your power line, I assume. Right there. Here's Forest.
I'm with you now, yeah, that's probably right.
What's this?
That's up to that's the cell phone towers at the very top up here. I don't know what the
Cell tower should be over here.
That's right. Oh, there's a Mudgett Lane. There's, one's on the edge of the property line.
Yeah, something there.
Yeah, that's Mudgett Lane. So Mudgett Cemetery's up here also. Randy Dearborn owns this piece.
Okay. I just wonder if that was a decent road you could
No,
maybe make a little better.
no, it's an ATV trail right now. I mean, you can get you can drive your truck up there. I mean, but it's not.
You know, you get a fire truck up it.
Oh, no.
Why couldn't you go to the ZBA, let's just see what happens?
Yeah, that's where I would start myself.
Say that again?
Go to the ZBA and try to get a building permit on a class 6 road,
What's a ZBA?
zoning board of adjustment.
Okay.
But while you're there, you want 2 houses, right?
Yeah, can't imagine getting that variance, but
So basically have the same discussion with those guys?
you have to file a hardship. There's 5 criteria you gotta meet through the zoning board. It's, anybody around to help them with that, Naomi?
Anybody what?
Anybody to help them with the ZBA application?
Easy job.
You weren't quite in line of sight, you were close.
I'm sure we could maneuver them through.
It's a big lot with only 2 houses on it, I don't know, maybe that would carry some weight, just hard to say.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, we want to build a couple houses in the middle of nowhere and have a big plot of land to hunt and grandkids run around at some point, you know, so that's. But I certainly wouldn't have that kind of money. I just did some quick math on what it might.
You may wanna think about getting an attorney to help you with the ZBA application also. Possibility.
Yeah, I think once you turn down there, that's the end of the show, you can't go back. So if you learn something to get denied, you're out of luck.
You're done, okay.
It's important to know that ZBA decisions run with the land too, so no one else would be able to apply for it in the future either. So, without a substantial change, like if you were going for 2 lots and you get denied at the ZBA, no one would be able to apply for 2 lots again.
Wow, okay.
So that's why it is important to have an attorney on something like that.
Okay.
I've always advised my clients to get an attorney, unless it was a pretty simple variance, then I'd do it myself, but that's not a simple one.
And if you
When's
went,
the legislation?
Pardon me?
When does the legislation, was that July?
They're working on it now. If
They're
it
working
goes
on it.
through, I think the proposed effective date is like July 1st or something, or 15th or something.
Any other questions?
no, I think,
You confused enough?
I'm confused enough, yeah. But if we hit the lottery tonight and we want to and could upgrade that road, you could subdivide easy enough, right? So,
Uncle Jack can subdivide some lots off.
That's right.
That'll make-
no, I'm not interested in having a whole lot of houses.
Well, no, on his lot,
Oh, yeah.
on 311.
So you know what-
You could build a
Yeah.
cabin for him. You win the lottery tonight.
Awesome. Well, thanks, folks. I may swing in.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you. It's not here on business. You guys all set? Okay. All right, yeah, we'll talk. Yeah, thanks, Tommy.
You folks want your papers back?
Do you want this one?
Oh, no, I think, do you want them? You want them? Okay.
We're just gonna throw them away, so you might
Never
take
know.
Into the next time, right?
Yep.
I'll just snag one.
Yeah.
Run, run, this one. Are you,
We gotta go leash.
appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Next item is another conceptual hearing for 77 Sewell Point Road. Tax number 406, lot 9. Mr. Shock is here to show us this one.
How y'all doing? The last, was that?
Are you can?
The last lot, so one road, the last one, it's out the front, yeah, I mean, no property. The house fire destroyed the fire, destroyed the house, it's a foundation on the house. So what we have is 53 acres, and it's funded by the, Army Corps, floor zone too, I got it kind of highlighted on mine, so it's easier to see, the 420 elevation. So we've got kind of limited pockets we can work with. The existing house was up in here, on this high point here, and then this is above the 420. There's a pocket here, it's above the 420, and then there's this here. The green reflects the wetlands that we've had mapped on the property. Last summer, I think I reached out to the road agent to see how far down Sewell Hoyt Road is maintained by the town. It's Class 5 dirt. It's pretty narrow. I believe it's down just before the H. There's a gated entrance there. It's got a cable across it. This is in the rural agricultural district, so we've got 250 feet of frontage for 10 acres on a dirt road, if I read that correctly, I believe I did. But then I got kind of a little confused and kind of lost, because you've got a regulation, you allow 50 feet, but it doesn't say if it has to be paved or dirt. If it can be dirt, gravel. So what we have is a second lot with 88 feet or so, leading out to a 27-acre lot with buildable land up on the west side, above the 420 easement. And then the last lot would have 170 or so on the maintained portion of the Class 5, and be just under 16 acres. Altogether, it's just about 53 acres of land. So we're just trying to find out what we can do with this property. We're limited on building pockets. We've got this one here with the 10 acre, and then out back here, it's a long driveway to get to. I think it's 1,300 feet or so.
So everything east of that
Blue line, yeah.
is,
It is below the flowage easement, yeah. Except for that little pocket.
except for this island
Yeah,
and this island.
yeah. It's not wetland, it's just,
Right.
can't work below it.
Right.
This one here beat on the easterly side, that's just under 30,000 square feet. This one over here obviously maintain a home and septic on it. Plus, if you get back here, you get back into the, above the 420 elevation, if they chose to build a house a little further back. So like I said, I called the town office yet Tuesday. I spoke to somebody in maybe the building department, I'm not sure. They couldn't seem to tell me, and I talked to Bruce, he was holding a sign. He couldn't talk to me too much, but he didn't know either.
So you need 200, the way I interpret it, you need 250 feet of frontage on a gravel road,
Right, because you're 5 acres,
no matter what
if
size,
you're
no
paved.
matter what size it is. No matter what size, if it's gravel.
Correct. You increase the acreage, maintain the frontage,
Yes.
but you also have a 50-foot frontage.
If it's paved.
It doesn't say that, does it?
More, all lots of 10 acres or more must have a minimum of 50 feet of frontage on a paved town road, comma,
Okay.
comma, if on a gravel road, 250 feet if in the industrial district, or 200 feet in the residential district. Where the frontage can be measured on both, you have to, anyway, we don't have that problem. But that's my interpretation, you need 250 feet of frontage.
Okay, per lot.
So with this, So it is agreed that there is class 5 gravel road down to a certain point, right? On this, we just don't know exactly what the end of it is. So if we needed 250 feet per lot, if we went down, if we started at this end of the property and upgraded it out to 750 feet, like upgraded the road, put a hammerhead at the end, whatever we need to get it to class 5 gravel road, then that would get us our frontage. I just want to make sure know whether we have that option.
Yep.
Okay.
So we'd have to almost improve 250 feet, because right now we've got, if it goes to here, which I believe is where we discussed.
Yep. We might need to go another
another
250
250
feet.
feet.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
then we'd have to reconfigure the lots to
Yeah.
get awkward, yep, all right.
Oh, yeah, because you'd have to try to get
That'd
that
be the
lot.
second. But we'd have to wrap a driveway around this to get the.
Yeah, okay.
It gets
Yeah.
leggy.
Sorry, my name's John Roque. I'm the civil engineer for San Kent. Like, the developers, I do a lot of their civil engineering work, so they wanted me to come and just see if there happened to be something that needed to be engineered, that I saw what it was.
Yeah, I think the lots would be a little different, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Because you'd have to get this would be surrounding both of them. You'll probably do it, just,
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to finding building sites now, is what it really equals.
Yeah. Then the question is 250 feet of driveway or road and this long driveway worth that lot? That's the question, right?
Yeah, it's how much they're willing to spend to get an extra lot out of it.
Is a lot worth that much money?
could probably still run the driveway in here across the easement.
Yeah, that's true too. Bruce just pointed out you could probably have an easement down the lot line.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought of that
that's-
before. There's a common drive really
Yeah,
Yeah.
to access both pockets.
right.
We thought of that. It's a long ways back here, but it's it's doable.
Save you 5 feet of driveway.
Yeah, which is a lot.
And power lines.
They would definitely try to market it as, a state lot, like, so, it would be, they would put in a good driveway and they would market it as a, if you want a quiet place to live with no neighbors, this is the one, so. Especially with the way we have the other lot coming down, there wouldn't be anyone around you at all. I know there's a subdivision, like a cul-de-sac right up the other way, but by the time you get through the woods there, you wouldn't see any of that.
So Jacques, how does the state subdivision work for counting soils that are in the floodplain?
Still usable.
In the conservation, in the flood easement?
It's still usable. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can, it's still using for lot loading and everything. You just can't build anything in it. I think you can build agricultural buildings in that. I think we ran into that in Dunbarton. I always just tell people to stay out of it. Because we had a problem in Hanukkah where somebody built a runway in the flood area and they wanted their volume back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it, they don't want fill in there,
Yeah.
because they don't wanna change the
They
volume.
don't want to lose their
of the flood
storage.
zone.
Yeah, yeah.
Is this an existing road of some
Yes.
sort?
No, I'm sorry. There is one, that's not it. That's where I threw a driveway in there just to kind of see how long it would be to get to the building pocket back here. There is a road, it actually starts in here, and it probably does kind of wind something like that up in here. There's kind of I think he had a shooting range back there.
I mean, if you put in a 250-foot road there, you could have a lot on both sides.
I actually built maintain a town-approved road.
Yeah,
Well, it's,
not good.
nah, it's too much money. I mean, road costs are, I'm hearing 800 a foot, but just with drainage and a lot of infrastructure.
And to build it in the flood zone,
Yeah, there's a lot of
red tape.
battle for 2 lots.
Yeah,
And actually, Sewell Hoyt Road's not a very kept-up road. It's a little rough. So I guess that's probably the direction we have to go in, is to improve enough road to have that second driveway, second lot.
if they want the 3
If they
lots,
want to
yeah.
go for the third lot. Otherwise,
Yep.
Got 2.
we're good to go with 2.
Yeah, yeah, we absolutely can get 2. I mean, we definitely have 600 feet, 250,
Need 500, 250 each.
yeah, 250 each, 500 each, yeah.
Any other questions you might have?
What is the wetlands?
St. James, St. John, St. somebody.
John St. John.
John St. John.
Yeah.
I've never heard him before.
Yeah. I think he's out of Concord.
Yeah. There's enough of them.
The hardest part is finding wetland scientists that actually will do permitting for you also.
Yeah,
They'll,
they'll
they'll
all
all
hang
delineate,
flags.
but they won't do any
Yeah.
permitting.
Yeah, they'll all hang flags all day.
They can flag 5 times more than they can permit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. But John St. John's good. He does everything, so. But I don't think no matter how we do this, whether we do 2 or 3, we won't have any wetland impacts with this project, so. We can meander around and miss all of it.
And I think we actually missed the buffers as well, which is kind
Yep.
of cool. So you have to get a variance for the buffers.
I assume you got the 420 easement line from LiDAR or something?
We did, yeah. We're on grid and got it from LiDAR.
Anybody else have any questions or comments?
Okay,
Any more questions?
thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you. You want your plans back?
No, thank you.
Thank you. Let me throw,
Right.
Let's keep one.
okay, now we're down to the important stuff.
Yeah, he just let it today.
But I emailed it to you, right? Myla?
No, you can't email him my
No.
She doesn't have a 3D printed yet.
Yeah. Next item on agenda is master plan subcommittee update.
We did not meet last meeting, we didn't have a quorum, but we've discussed process. No, we didn't discuss it, because we didn't meet. We have a process, I have a process in my mind that I need to purchase SurveyMonkey in order to go forward. We can't do anything for free, because the free does not allow us to have unlimited surveys or responses. Whereas the basic, that's for an individual to monitor it it's 15,000, which is more than what we need. So, it was a question in my mind of how to fund that. And the initial conversation with Naomi, there wasn't money, but now there is possibly some money. So we're working on that. So I'm planning to populate the survey by our next meeting, which is the 26th. And that's the,
How much does SurveyMonkey cost?
What do you need? How much money?
So SurveyMonkey.
It's about $500.
Yeah,
Oh, I
you
thought you
can
said
pay
15,000.
per month.
no.
And it's not an annual subscription. We both were playing around with it. There's a fee per month, so if you start it, you input it, you run your survey, you can stop it as soon as you're done and gathered your information.
Yeah, okay.
But
So you-
it
so you
can
ru-
be by month.
So you run it till the tax bills go out and give another couple
Well,
months
that's
after
kind
that?
of what we were thinking. It's
Right.
now, it's gonna be April. So April, May, June, July, you get 4 months.
You say 4 or 5 months and you,
And then you can shut it down and not be charged. So we were gonna work on that
I
part,
was just curious.
yeah.
Yeah,
the
because
free one-
there's a host of free stuff that's out there, but then when you,
Got a lot of limitations.
it's got limitations, but it's also got poor reviews. So that's what I did for the next step, is that, oh, this looks good, it will meet our need, but then the majority of the reviews, it's cumbersome to use, it's not faithfully doing what you want it to do. Whereas SurveyMonkey was right spot on as far as how to develop the questions and responses based on how you input stuff, so it's fairly simple to populate, but
I think the free one was 5 questions and 5, like, you know how you drop
Yeah.
down? You could ask 5 questions for free and your drop down could only have 5 answers.
right.
And you've got more than that, so mean, it's good for a short survey if you wanted something. But we can work together if you guys don't have a problem with that.
When's your next meeting?
26th.
Capital improvements, what do we got for that?
Well, I just, I didn't, somebody was supposed to send the, who was gonna do the original? We don't
He's
have-
not here.
Oh, the last
Yeah,
edit
you
was
approved it
Sam.
in February, but I had anticipated signing it tonight, but I didn't get a response back, so.
You know, we had some changes last time we went over it.
Very, very, very minor, but. So we got minutes, and I'll be honest, I haven't looked at all of them yet.
I don't know, that was it. February 13th.
Yes, February 13th minutes. I did look at these.
I move we accept the minutes of February 13th.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Woo-hoo. Other business? I got,
I believe you have two, Danny Jean and Paul are up for reappointments. Have you done both?
I only got Danny Jean.
So you fill out the application and the code of ethics is attached, and then if they wanna be reappointed, the chair has to sign it, and then the selectman will make an appointment at some
Danny
point.
Jean's is done. I do not have Mr. Falls. I got an email from the chairman of Wilmot, I think, Planning Board, asking if we liked our cluster ordinances, any changes we'd make. She was thinking of having a density bonus, which I've thought about a couple of times, mainly because of just what we saw in that steps we just had. So I replied, but I told her I'd bring it up to you guys in case you guys had something else, but I told her the changes changes we made since original was making the lines be blazed of the open space. And the one change I would like to see us at least think about next
Get
year.
rid of that 100-foot buffer that used to be around the outside perimeter.
Yeah, I'd like to get rid of that, but I'd like to see us create a density bonus, say 20% if you go up to 65% open space, or something like that.
Who did you get a call from?
Chair of Wilmot, town of Wilmot.
So what's the 20%? What's the bonus?
Density bonus.
Yeah, I understand the words, but what physically does it mean?
More lots.
Okay. So they could have 20% more lots if they
Yes.
went
If
up.
they go with 65%.
Right, they go over 65%.
So this gentleman
So
could have
that-
come in and got 4 more lots or something.
Probably not. The land, the lay of the
Well, they had
land and
19,
everything else.
So they would have 3 more, but yes.
So you're suggesting this as a zoning
March.
change for next March?
I'm kind of holding off to see what happens with the whole state's minimum lot size criteria thing that's going on, but yes.
Okay. So we just need to put that in the, along with those other things that we
Q.
tabled in our thinking caps to start in, what did we just say, June? May, April? I think it was
Sooner
April.
than later.
I thought we
Well, the
said,
state has, two bills right now. One's in the Senate, one's in the House.
Well, the numbers?
Hmm?
Do you know the numbers?
I don't know the numbers, but they're proposing that the a minimum lot size actually essentially follows along state DES subdivision rules. So they're gonna essentially outlaw 5-acre lots, 2-acre lots for all residential zoning.
Are they gonna go statewide, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the minimum then? They're
depends on-
eliminating minimum?
Roughly an acre and a half.
No, it doesn't apply to.
And those are two opposing, or two
One's
parallel?
in the House, one's in the Senate, they're very similar to each other,
Right.
yeah. They're not that far apart from each other.
And what about the one with the ADUs? Where'd that go?
It's in the House.
But it passed the Senate.
No, it hasn't, that one hasn't passed anybody yet, they're still
Okay.
looking at it, but the way they crafted it this year, I think it addresses a lot of issues everybody had with it last year.
Right.
I don't think lot size downsizing does anything. It's still gonna be $100,000 a piece. I don't care if they're 10 acres or an acre. So, all that means is you can have more houses and will do nothing for the cost.
Oh, yeah. Well, you'll do a lot for the cost.
Well, the farm I owned was on a half-acre lot, the rest was in current use.
Yeah.
And it's assessed for something like $90,000, 100,000, probably more than that by now. But I mean, I never saw, a lot is a lot, is what I was told by the selectmen. And whether your lot is 5 acres, 10 acres, or a quarter of an acre, it's worth $80,000, $90,000 at that time.
I will agree, any buildable lot is worth a minimum of something. So if I have 20 acres and I subdivide it and I get 3 lots, because we have 5 acre zoning with a road, or I subdivide it and get 15 lots, the cost of the lot's gonna go down.
How much? You're gonna have a lot more money in your pocket.
Initially, yeah, maybe for a year or so, but whenever all of a sudden you have an inventory build up, supply and demand, its price is gonna go
There's too
down.
many lots, so they're worth less?
Yes, yes.
Well,
Too many lots and not enough people to buy them, yes.
Maybe, but I doubt it.
I still,
I just don't think, I mean, we're talking about workforce housing, affordable housing. Reducing lot sizes is not gonna do much for it,
probably not.
no.
This,
If we're talking about legislation, just HB 639.
which one's that?
It says that it removes any town's ability to do any kind of planning process for cryptocurrency or blockchain facility, despite environmental impacts, noise, anything like that.
Yep.
Are you familiar with that?
I read about it, yes.
Just wanna make sure. Basically, they tell you can't, they call it negotiating, the town cannot negotiate. I'm assuming that means the planning and zoning process that someone would have to go through.
It's also though, basically, you have one shot to review, and if something comes up the next meeting, you can't bring it back up because it's something new. It seemed, like we did with, what's his name, in Riverdale, which I felt bad about at the time, but he'd leave 1 month, we have an issue, we adjourned it, we continue the hearing, they come back next month, well, all of a sudden, there's another issue. And we did that twice, maybe 3 times to him. And that's, we would not have that opportunity again, the one house.
Yeah, but under this legislation, we would have no opportunity to do anything if they
You
wanted
have
to
to, you have
come
to be
in.
thorough in your review,
Yes.
but that's gonna essentially force everything that comes in, no matter what it is, to go to a town engineer for a full review.
Right.
It's gonna cost the applicant $3,000 right off the, for
And
2 lots of it.
and I guarantee you're gonna want an environmental review on every one of them,
Yeah.
environmental report on every one of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, everything.
That's what it's gonna force.
The wetland study, make sure you have every vernal pool marked, everything. And as soon as you say that, you gotta wait till April. Because you can't map vernal pools in August. But that's what it's gonna do. I really think, and I can say this, I don't care if I'm on TV or not, I think we ought to legalize marijuana, tax it like crazy, and all the money goes to the schools, reduce
Thank you.
everybody's taxes, then nobody complain about having kids in schools.
Thank you.
Everybody hear that?
Find out.
Probably will find out. It has nothing to do with the planning board. I was gonna say something else before I realized.
I was voting officers tonight, or you wanna vote on officers
No,
tonight?
Sage,
I don't think we can vote officers tonight, because we're gonna lose a member and gain a member,
No.
right?
This will be my last meeting as a planning board vice chair anyway.
Thank you, Bruce.
Done a great job.
Good luck.
it's gonna be a big gap to fill, experience-wise. So congratulations.
Thanks.
And who we gaining? Raymond May?
Yeah, Ray's next.
Yeah.
Anything else, Naomi?
I'll move we adjourn.
That's your last motion.
It is.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Very nice second,
All in favor?
huh? Right.
Aye. Opposed, abstained.